going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the top 3 unconventional ways to get pressure washing jobs. In the previous video, you saw I talked about the 3 most conventional ways to get pressure washing jobs. Those are the ways that everyone kind of knows about. Those are my top 3 standard universal ways to get pressure washing jobs that I think are pretty important for a beginner getting started. But this is going to be the unconventional side. And what I mean by that are these are things that either people know about it, but they don't want to do it because it might take a little bit of courage, hopping on the phone, calling someone you might not want to talk to, going out and actually putting yourself out there, having some courage, turning into a salesperson, an entrepreneur, a business person, and going out there and actually physically trying to grow your business instead of, going out there at night, putting yard signs out, hopping on the Facebook, or going on Google My Business, which you need to do, absolutely. But this is the other stuff that kind of against the grain stuff that, not too many people are motivated to do. And these are gonna be my top 3 most unconventional ways to get pressure washing jobs. Number 3 is gonna be calling apartment complexes, management companies. That's my number 3 on the list. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1 as my number 1. But number 3 on the list is calling apartments. Most apartments obviously are ran by a management company, and most management companies, it's pretty important to them to keep everything around them clean. You got to keep the landscape mowed and clipped right. You got to keep the roofs from leaking. You got to keep the gutters working properly. So many apartment complexes have to keep the grounds in good shape, and one of those things is keeping it clean, not letting mold grow too much on the siding, because if you've got mold growth everywhere, that's going to affect people going into the apartment and saying, man, I don't know about this place. If there's mold on the side of the siding, there's probably mold inside of the apartment. So what I like to do, and I've done a few times, and I've actually just got done submitting a $45,000 bid to an apartment management community that has 11 apartment buildings, and that was the same thing. I went through my management emails that I have all on my computer, and I just shout them out, my pressure washing flyers and stuff, and I got a call, and that's how I got the damn estimate. But anyway, I like reaching out to some of these apartment management companies. So like here in Austin, there's Roscoe Properties, RPM, Gray Star is a big one, Lincoln Properties is a huge one around the country. And just reaching out, you can just go by apartment and say, hey, look, I saw you have some issues on your on your siding. You got some algae, black mold issues. Maybe the roofs need a lot of cleaning. The walkways are really bad. How can I get on your vendor list? How can I put my name on there, so whenever it is time to get those cleaning services, you reach out to me, or at least I can be in the running to hopefully have the opportunity to get an estimate to you guys. Who knows? They might even be ready for an estimate right now. I've had some calls where it's just like, oh, you know what? That is something that we've been thinking about. If you want to come over, take a look at what we got, send an estimate to this email address. We'd love to consider you. You might have a phone call like that easily, or the phone call might go like, well, we're not really thinking about it, but if you want to get on our vendor list, you need to sign up on NetVendor, which is a pretty popular vendor website where you go and you register your business name, that you submit your insurances and all that good stuff, and it puts you in the vendor list. So whenever it is time, you're there. And I think doing that is very easily, because you can easily land a huge job. I got a $46,000 estimate out there for 11 apartment buildings, and then I have a $17,000 estimate out there for a condominium place right down the road here, and we're going to be doing all the sidewalks, all the retaining walls, and the pool area. It's huge, and did that the same way. So there's a lot of money in calling management companies, and just you're not turning into a salesperson. You're not saying, hey, let me clean your stuff right now, hey, let me get you an estimate right now, and when can we do this? No. It's saying, hey, I noticed this on your property. How can I get on your vendor list, so when it is time, you guys hopefully I might get an opportunity to be the person that cleans your property. So that's going to be my number 3 unconventional way to get high ticket pressure washing jobs, is making the phone call, because you never know who might need pressure washing. I remember when I first started driving around some of these commercial buildings, some of these apartment buildings, I'm like, man, I should reach out to this building and see if I can get it clean. Lo and behold, a few months later, I'm driving by it and the damn thing is already cleaned. And I'm like, damn. So in the back of my mind, they knew it needed to get cleaned. I didn't want to make the call because like, nah, they probably don't want to get it cleaned. And lo and behold, they were thinking about it the whole time, and it got cleaned. There's a church right down the road, huge church, white stone. It was filthy black mold, and I drive by the next day, and the whole damn thing's cleaned. So, and kind of shot myself in the foot on that one. But now I'm making those phone calls, and that leads me to number 2. Number 3 is focusing on apartment buildings. Number 2 is going to be commercial scouting. Commercial scouting. And what I mean by that is, it doesn't have to be apartments. It can be any commercial thing. It can be, small real estate offices. It can be dental offices. Buildings on the road, restaurants. Any kind of commercial building that's not residential. Go scouting. I call it drive for dollars. If you're not doing anything, get in the damn car, drive down the road. That Jim's restaurant roof that I've talked to you guys about a lot, I got that job. Now, Jim's is a restaurant I've been eating at for years. They don't know me personally. There's a different server that serves me every time. I don't think they knew me by name, but I'd always knew the roof was dirty, and I shot my shot one morning. It was 2 weeks ago. I walked in there and I said, hey, I was general manager here. And, it's like, yeah. And then the general manager came out and said, hey, look, I know you probably don't know me, but I've been eating here for years. I run an exterior cleaning business here locally in the area. I noticed your roof. I have a thought that you probably know your roof is dirty too. Who do I need to talk to give you guys an estimate on getting that cleaned for you? Now, I'm not coming at them like, hey, can I clean your roof? Hey, who do I need to talk to get you guys an estimate? So I'm kind of deferring the question to, something that's not as pitchy and as salesy. I'm just asking a question. I know the roof needs to get cleaned. Who do I need to talk to potentially get that opportunity to clean it down the road? And she goes, oh, well, you know what? That is something that we're thinking about. It's just that, we're a low budget restaurant, and we had a couple bids that were pretty outrageous. And so it's kind of on the back burner. But let me get you in contact with the regional director, who manages all the Austin and San Antonio locations. And got a hold of him. Sent him an email with the pictures of the roof, and I said, hey, I just talked to your general manager at the restaurant. She said I can reach out to you. This is my website. We do plenty of roofs in the area. Let me know if I can get you an estimate. He called me the next morning and said, hey, Austin, here's the deal. We had 2 estimates that were way too ridiculous in price. If you want to shoot me an estimate, we'll consider it, and we'll go from there. Shot him a $1,000 estimate, which I thought was cheap, and I had a feeling, well, I can imagine these other guys probably charged a lot more just because of the nature of the restaurant, this huge restaurant and whatnot. I said, hey, I'm gonna throw him a $1,000 bid. Get a call 10 minutes after I submitted the bid, and I got the job. And it was just from going in there and talking to the person. Build up some courage, go in there. Okay, the worst thing they can tell you is no, we're good. Or, it's also about how you talk to some people. If you come in there all salesy and stuff and not, don't act like a human being, act like a person that's personable to one another, and say the right things, and don't come out like you're trying to sell them something, like you're a door-to-door guy. They'll listen, they'll hear you out, and they might give you the answers you're looking for. I got the person that I needed to talk to. I got his phone number. I got his email, and it was all fine from there. I got the job. But even then, there's an academy down the road, the Sports Outdoors store. That whole place needs to get clean. I walked in there, spoke to the director in there. He shot me down, but that's fine. Hey, we're not looking to do that right now, and I got to run to some other meeting. Great. Here's, shake your hand, tell them who you are, and get out of there. I mean, there's so much work out there in these commercial buildings, and they know they need to get it cleaned, but they either haven't come around to the time to do it, or they're just going to wait until the upper management or the owners or whatever say, hey, get it cleaned, and they're going to hop on the phone and pick the first person on Google that they see is reputable, and they're going to get the job. So you don't know, man. Some of these commercial buildings know they need to get it done, and if you just swoop right in there and get it before they do their own research, you might be able to get the job. It might just be that easy. So I love commercial scouting. It's a way for, if I'm not busy, I can just go out there and create some revenue for myself. It doesn't matter if I'm picking up the phone and calling them, or it's walking in the damn building. A lot of these buildings, you can find out who they're managed by doing a simple Google search. You can get their contact that way, or you can just call some of these commercial buildings and ask to speak to the maintenance manager. A lot of times, the maintenance manager knows about who to talk to, or he might be the person to talk to. Who knows? But just make that phone call and ask to speak to either a maintenance manager or general manager, and the conversation goes like this: hey, I'm a local exterior cleaning company in town. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I noticed this, and this on your building. Who do I need to talk to get the opportunity in the future to, potentially go out there and take care of that for you guys? Simple. They'll either shoot it down or they'll give you what you're looking for, which is the correct contact phone number. Then once you get the correct contact phone number, like in my case, the director, this is how the conversation goes, in my opinion. I'm not saying this is how you do it. This is how it works for me. You get on the phone with the director, or you get their email and say, hey, I went in there and spoke to the general manager, which is good because now that's your in. You talk to the general manager, that's your in the conversation. Now the director is going to take you seriously because, oh, well, you had a conversation with my general manager. Now someone's not just pitching me, like he has something he wants to tell me because the general manager gave my contact information. Hey, I spoke to your general manager. She gave me your phone, your contact information because she had told me that, you guys might want to get this cleaned potentially in the future. Let me know if I can get you an estimate. I'd love to either get on your vendor list, or I'd love the opportunity to clean this for you in the future. Have a blessed day. Bye. So that's how that conversation goes with, commercial scouting. It's super easy, takes no time. The worst thing that's going to happen to you is you get a no. Let me get my water. Getting parched out here, guys. And yeah, so a lot of people don't want to make that quick phone call or go in and have a simple conversation. These are the kind of stuff that are going to get you your $1,000, your $10,000, your $15,000 checks into your business. That's just free money that someone didn't do research for. You presented yourself, you're likable, they liked who you were, and they trusted you with the job. And then you got a bunch of money coming in, and you're not waiting for the residential calls from Google. Maybe you're not there yet, and you're not ranking up there at the top, so you don't really have the opportunity to get some of these jobs like some of the other bigger guys do. And going up there and shaking someone's hand and introducing yourself can come a long way. So I highly recommend doing that. I call it commercial scouting. I try to do it at least once a week. So that's number 2, guys. Number 1 on my most unconventional ways to get pressure washing jobs. Same kind of deal, and I've talked about this. Do I even need to say this? You guys already know. Realtors is my number 1 way as far as unconventional ways to get jobs. Because not too many people focus on realtors. They kind of think, oh, well, if a realtor needs work, they'll just call me, right? Well, you guys got to understand there's a lot of realtors. I'm not just talking about normal realtors. I'm talking about the top people in the game. People that are selling $10, $15 million a year in real estate and that have 2 or 3 transactions every month coming in. Because every realtor, and now I'm a real estate agent as well, so I kind of get it, because I get contractors contact me. They can find me on the board of realtors and get my email and my phone number and reach out to me. I see it all the time. And what you can do is go on Google and type in, top real estate agents in your area. There's a couple different links that'll show that to you. We have one in Austin called the Platinum Top 50. All the top 50 agents in town are there. Their email address, their phone number. Reach out. I have probably 300 or 400 emails on a data sheet. And each realtor has their go-to person. They have their go-to carpet guy, their tile guy, their landscaping guy, their pressure washing guy, their roof guy. I mean, everything that comes with a house and a transaction and everything that revolves around that, they have their one guy. So there's 12,000 realtors here in Austin. 1,000 of them are people that are making $200,000 or $300,000 a year selling real estate, and so that's who I focus on because they move a lot of deals. And so I've been doing this for 2 years, and this is not something that's going to come like right out the gate. What I recommend doing is getting those real estate agents' email addresses and putting them on a quarterly email in the summertime. Hey, it's summertime. I know you're one of the top realtors in the area, and I'd love to be your guy, your go-to person that takes care of all your clients. I'll give them a fair deal. Here's some of my pictures, and I'd just love to take care of you and your clients and make the sale process as easy and enjoyable as possible. If there's any way I can help you out with, whether it's roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, house washing, concrete cleaning, I'm your guy. Sending that email 4 times a year, okay? So 4 times a year, my name, my company name pops into 300, 400 realtors' email addresses every year. And it's a compounding effect. See, every single season, they're on their emails and they see my name, they see my services. And so by doing that every other month, the 4 times a year, quarterly, my name is just up there. And even if they do have their guy, whenever their guy screws them over or is not available, I'm their next guy. And so just staying in that realtor's pipeline. I used to text a lot of realtors. I felt that's a little bit too invasive. I like to send emails because a lot of realtors check their emails. It's very important as a real estate agent because you get reports, progress reports, all kinds of stuff from the NAR, National Association of Realtors. So popping into those realtors' email addresses that often is pretty good idea because they're just moving a bunch of real estate, and not every house is clean. Sometimes I'll say, hey, look, if I'm just trying to get something quick, I'll just say, hey, like if I'm driving down the road and I see a yard sign for a real estate agent, and I can go back to the scouting, we call it real estate scouting on this one. I'll drive down and see a house for sale and notice that the roof is dirty, or the driveway's dirty, or this and that is dirty. You say, hey, and the cell phone number is right on the real estate sign. Quick text. It's usually their cell phone number. Hey, I noticed your house was dirty. I know that you're listing it for sale. I understand it's not under contract yet. Would the seller be interested in getting that washed for the next showing? So when the next showing happens, it looks that much better, because I noticed the driveway is really black and the gutter lining is really black and the house is just kind of dirty. Wouldn't it be in the best interest of the seller to get that house clean? That way when the next showing happens, they might be that much more interested, because when you're buying a house, first impression is everything. Curb appeal is everything. When you pull up to something that you might spend a few $100,000 on, first impression is everything. So, and the realtors know that too. So when you voice that to most realtors, they are going to hear you out. And for the, I get a lot of emails back saying, hey, Austin, this is great. I've actually been looking for someone. Next person I get, that the house needs to get washed, I'm going to make sure that you're the guy. And realtors, and I've talked about this in my previous videos, realtors have tremendously helped my business in the last year. You got to understand, back in February, January, I didn't have nothing. I was struggling, and all I had was my realtors' emails. I wasn't ranked too much on Google yet. I didn't really get to the top on Google until about summer this year. So I lived off of realtors, man. I mean, and they take care of me so good. I show up to their office with breakfast tacos and business cards, and just being personable, and as a young dude looking to start his own business, they leveled with me on that, and I got really good with some of these realtors, and it was just by emailing them, keeping in contact with them, reaching out to the top people in the city, and just sharing them my information and saying, hey, look, in the future you'll probably need something cleaned. I'd love the opportunity to be your guy. Leave it at that, and just do that 2 or 3 times, or every other month, 4 times a year. And eventually either they're going to call you, or they're going to run into a situation where they need something done like right now. And if you can show up for them last minute, they're going to remember that, and they're going to take care of you. You're going to be their guy for the whole future. I mean, once someone takes care of them as a real estate agent, once that one person comes in and saves their ass, you're going to be attached to them the whole rest of their career. And it's scalable too. There's so many real estate agents out there that are moving so much real estate, and there's just so much opportunity there. You can literally be the go-to pressure washing person for every single real estate deal that they have. Or you can just go into brokers and say, hey, look, I know you guys sell a lot of real estate, and I know you guys have your own photography. You guys do your own photography. What if before you did the pictures, you guys let me come there and just kind of rinse the house down? That way you make absolutely sure that the pictures are 100% perfect. You guys, pride yourself on selling luxury, really good looking real estate. Let me be the person. I'll do it at a very, very good deal, a few $100, whatever. Let me just go over there, rinse the house down before you take pictures, and it'll make your pictures look that much better. Some brokers might bite on that. Some luxury real estate brokers that sell millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars a year, they best make sure those pictures look the best. And if there's any dirty houses on some of their listings, they don't like that. So that's another pitch you can throw out there for realtors. So we got calling apartments, we got commercial scouting, and we got realtors. I have to give, even though probably commercial scouting has given me my biggest checks this year, I have to give the realtors the nod, because they have just taken care of me. And it's almost like every month I can count on at least a handful of realtors to give me those jobs, because I'm just their guy. They move a lot of property, and I'm just their guy. So Yeah, realtors are my number one. And with that being said, guys, that's my top 3 unconventional ways to get pressure washing jobs. Hope you guys got some kind of value from this. And yeah, we're gonna have a pretty busy week this week. We got a couple house washes we're gonna do tomorrow. Probably won't film because I got some stuff in the afternoon that we're doing. And then on Wednesday, I'm speaking at an entrepreneur event where there's gonna probably be 100 people there. It's gonna be my first public speaking gig, and pretty nervous about that, but hopefully I'll get some content for you guys. And yeah, make it a great day and stay blessed. Peace out.